Good morning. So, today is day 61 and heading into, 3 days into the apocalypse, which is to say 3 days after getting the rash. So, the rash started Saturday night, Sunday was terrible. I started to kick myself out of ketosis on Sunday. Yesterday, which was Monday, I was fully out completely for the whole day. And I started off this morning with a bowl of oats porridge with honey, which is going to be a slow release, carbohydrate. So, and coffee with honey in. So I'm actually going against everything I've been practicing for the best part of 2 months, longer than 2 months, to keep myself out of ketosis, because basically what's happened yesterday is the rash significantly cleared up. So I've got a tiny little itchiness left, but essentially the big rash has disappeared. So at the moment my theory is that, for whatever reason, I'm not sure what the trigger is, but clearly, I need to speak into my microphone. Well, I've got two things on what the triggers could have been, because they are the only variables. But essentially, I think what happens is eventually my body said, okay, enough is enough of ketones, because I must have had a high ketone count in my system for the best part of 60 days. And by high, I mean like purple, like high. And there's only two things that were different this time in the dry fast, and that is I had a tiny bit of alcohol, and I used some cream for hemorrhoids, which has got some strong stuff in it. I don't know. I don't know if that did it or not. I'm not sure that the alcohol was enough to do it. In fact, I don't think it was. So, and the fact that yesterday the rash cleared up almost completely when the ketones were out of my system leads me to speculate that the main issue was the ketones. Now I'm going to explore my theory, because reading up on keto rash, people can go back into ketogenesis, so they can go back into fasting and produce ketones again, and the rash might not reappear. It could have just been a one-off, either combination of events, or I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. So my plan at the moment is I'm going to stay out of ketosis for one more day. So that's today. So I will eat carbs during the course of the day, not just one meal either, because I can't go for, let's say, 8 hours without a meal, because my body is so fat adjusted that I'll probably start producing ketones very, very quickly. So that's the plan. Today is going to be my sort of another full day of recovery. I say recovery because, I think it's an unhealthy thing to do, but I want to try and see if I can get the rash out of my system so that I can start fasting very, very soon again, if not tomorrow. So that's the update. The good news is the rash didn't get worse. And by the way, I don't believe it would have been the right choice to carry on fasting. I know a lot of people doing the snake diet would have said, it's just a detox, carry on fasting. Honestly, I think that would have been bad advice, because this wasn't just a detox. I've had detox symptoms before in the early days, after getting, rid of, detoxing, getting rid of the caffeine and rid of the sugars and stuff in my system. But I haven't had that in my system for a very long time. Now, there might be, in fact, I know there are some skin issues. I know I've got some kind of skin issues. So that might be it. But if I'd carried on in that high ketone state, and the rash had gotten even worse because it got bad very quickly, and I think it could have progressed very quickly, I would have gotten to the stage where some of the pictures on the internet are very scary, and I was not prepared to take that risk where I broke out on my face or, somewhere visible, and you end up with this massive scarring. So, I just want to put this out there that you have to be individual. If you're doing the snake diet, you have to listen to your body and follow your gut instinct. Don't just follow the blanket, fasting. This is when I'm putting my hands out like as if I'm bowing down. Fasting will heal everything. It's complete and utter. I should say, it has to be individual to you. Okay. I believe that Cole Robinson has a great message, and in order for it to reach the biggest audience and to be understood, he keeps it basic and he keeps it general. Okay? And on the whole, everything about it is correct, but we are individuals. Our bodies all react differently. And to say that I would have been better off staying in high ketosis, potentially getting an even worse rash with, the consequential scarring, I think that would have just been stupid. And the proof of that is, as soon as I came out of ketosis, the rash pretty much disappeared. So now I want to make sure that I'm properly, that it's hopefully out of my system from a ketones point of view, because it's a process of elimination, right? And then when I go back into ketosis, if I can keep it away, well, I mean, then it's a case of, I still need to understand why I got the rash in the first place. It's still a bit of a mystery, but at least at least I don't have the scarring, and hopefully I won't have the ongoing rash. So. And by the way, I could have just been wrong. Maybe if I just stayed in ketosis, it would have disappeared. But, I just wasn't comfortable doing that. Anyway, so it's a very interesting debate. And I think my main point is you've got to get to know your body and realize the message that Cole gives out needs to be tailor-made for you. Okay, you can't just follow everything completely blindly. Although, you're likely to end up with, if you're obese and fat, you will end up in a better place, right? But when you start fine-tuning your body, when you start getting leaner, when you start wanting to bulk up, or, you've got things to fight in your system, you've got to use a multi-pronged strategy. You've got to use your intelligence, use your gut feel. And that's my main message for today. So I'm in a better place than I was in the last video where I was really down in the dumps. I've picked up, if we look at the weight, I've picked up another 400 grams, 0.9 of a pound, which 87.4. Yeah, I'm still 1.5 kilograms lighter than I was a week ago. So, but by now I've got the tools in my armory to fight forward. So my plan going forward, we'll have to see what I do, because I'll have to see if the rash comes back. But if it doesn't come back, then I will be fasting. I'll see. Maybe I'll go 48 hours dry, 48 hours wet. Maybe I'll go OMAD, once every third day. We'll have to see. It's an ongoing quest. So have a great day, everyone, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers. Bye.